Billy Gomilla on the line to help us break down LSU football during the offseason. Here you can join Billy and the rest of the staff at And the Valley Shook, the SB Nation platform for the LSU Tigers. So, Billy, we didn't have a chance to get you on around the early signing period and talking bowl play and so forth and so on. So you broke down what we expect to see in about a week. And yeah, Patrick Surtain, he is the prize recruit there at the cornerback position. In terms of what was signed with the fourth ranked class in the SEC, the 12th rated class in the nation, according to 247 Sports, who stands out to you? Who are LSU fans really excited about?
Well, there's a couple of players that LSU fans are really excited about, particularly wide receiver Terrace Marshall. He was the kind of the crown jewel of that opening group, five-star wide receiver from Shreveport. Early enrollee, he'll almost certainly compete for playing time, if not starting time, very quickly next year. Otherwise, it was kind of a workman-like class that very much loaded up on interior linemen, a couple linebackers, a lot of nose tackles who could maybe big linemen that could maybe play offense or defense, kind of depending on how things shake out. More importantly, they got their numbers there. So some of those guys that are maybe two-way guys, they don't have to put one place or another. Chasen Hines, a big four-star lineman from Texas, originally was going to be an offensive guard, kind of decided he wanted to play defense. A couple schools offered him that chance. LSU came in, said you can play nose guard if that's what you want to do. He's a big 340-pound kid, but a great athlete. So maybe he plays there. Maybe down the line they decide that they want to have him on offense, and he's got an opportunity there. They're going to be next year with everybody they have now and with what they have coming in, about 5 deep at the nose tackle position. And that's a great luxury for a 3-4 team. Another guy, big, and when I say big, he runs about 6'7", about 325 pounds. Defensive lineman named Dario Rosenthal from right here in Louisiana, a guy who at one time was considered to be one of the best offensive line prospects, but he's mostly played defense. He had a really great senior year playing that at Faraday High School, which is kind of a small school in central Louisiana. We'll see where he winds up. A guy that big, you'll never regret having a really big defensive lineman, but he's also kind of got that prototypical left tackle build, so maybe he winds up there. The good news, again, is they've got that flexibility to play him at either spot based on how things develop for him. They signed the #1 junior college offensive tackle, Badara Traore, who will be expected to come in and compete for one of the starting tackle spots next year. Also, one guy that I'm really excited about is a running back out of South Florida named Chris Curry. Big, physical, hard runner, reminds me a lot of Spencer Ware when he was here. Watching him run it remind you of Marshawn Lynch because he's got the dreads and he's got that really rugged style. His feet never stop moving. Not the biggest or the fastest, but you just see him out there churning up yards. And, I don't know that he'll ever be a feature back in this offense the way we've been used to with Leonard Fournette and Darius Geis, but he's definitely a guy that can help you as kind of a short yardage and closer guy. And I think he'll be a lot of fun to watch.
247 Sports has Curry at number 15 at his position, top 350 in the nation, regardless of position, top 60 in the state. So, yes, not going to wow anyone in regards to the rankings, but once they get on campus, those go away. So they start competing for jobs and they show up as football players, and they forget about the ratings and the rankings that they come out of high school with. But speaking of which, Billy, losing 3 to 4 games a year going back to 2011, that being the last SEC championship season for a program and a fan base that expects to win the conference, compete for national playoff spots. Number 12, there's nothing wrong with that. Both of us know that. It's about the fit. We know that they're elite athletes. But does the fan base get a little bit disgruntled when they say, well, we should be in the top 3 or 4, especially since we're trying to erase these 3 or 4 losses per season?
Well, there's definitely a segment of that. There's a segment of fans that are dissatisfied no matter what LSU does, pretty much. But it was also kind of a down year in Louisiana talent-wise. Not a ton of top 100 prospects in the state. And while LSU is generally always going to recruit well, when Louisiana's down, that kind of puts a cap on, I think, on how good they're going to be. They're never going to be that program that can go pull, 3 or 4 big names out of California or out of the Northeast or Ohio or something like that. They really kind of have to live in the Louisiana, East Texas, that I-10 corridor from Houston to the Florida Panhandle and so on and so forth. And overall, they did okay in that area. It just in Louisiana, which is really going to be that foundation of your class, it wasn't great. The good news there is they're going to land probably 9 out of the top 10 prospects in the state for the first time in a couple of years, that they've really kind of hoovered up a lot of the top prospects in the state. And that really could pay dividends moving forward. Next year, the scuttlebutt is that 2019 will be a special class in Louisiana. And if they can repeat that, 9 of the top 10 prospects in the state will probably feature 6 or 7 top 100 guys. So you could be setting the stage for a really big time class next year.